Here now is retired General Jack Keane, a Fox News military analyst. Thank you so much, General. There are so many questions for you. Let me start with North Korea. What do you make of these various smoke signals back and forth? I mean, it sounds like the way they're talking to Washington, nothing has changed. But obviously something's changed because they canceled that meeting with South Korea, and we're getting all these other reports. What do you make of all this back and forth?
I think it's mostly posturing. I really do believe that the summit will go forward because it's certainly in Kim Jong-un's interest to do that, and it's obviously in our interest as well. They're frustrated with something that hasn't been mentioned, and it has to do with a defector in South Korea who's been mouthing off that Kim Jong-un will never, ever accept the U.S.'s position of complete, verifiable, irreversible denuclearization. And that kind of sparked him. And obviously, John Bolton's comments may have done the same. But I think it's simply going to come down to this. We will have a meeting. The Kim Jong-un regime, they're very much aware the president's got 2.5 years left on his presidency. They want to drag this out over several years, go from freeze where we are to disarm to dismantle. We want to do that as quickly as possible, likely within 2 years. So
to summarize, they're frustrated with this guy who's mouthing off in South Korea, and basically they want to slow down our expectation of how quickly they're willing to get to this point, where from America, and especially the American press, it makes it sound like they're going to hand over the keys and all the weapons on the day we have this summit. And you're saying he's trying to signal, no, it's not going to be quite that easy.
Right. And I think our team certainly is expecting that. Never would have expected them to say, okay, here's all of our nuclear weapons, here's all of our ballistic missiles. But I do believe that there's going to be some real tension because the point is that it's likely that Kim Jong-un does not want to give us all of his weapons, even though he'll tell us he is giving us those weapons. So the verification and inspection is really going to be a key aspect of this, and that'll go on for months after the deal is formulated.
So probably we'll have this summit, or this meeting will go on, and then there'll be sort of the press afterwards where the media will say, we didn't get what we were promised or what we thought we were going to get out of it. We thought we were going to get, they were going to hand over all the weapons as of the summit, and look, it's not really a great deal. And you're saying that we should prepare ourselves. That's the reality, that he's going to try not to hand over everything right away, and it's going to be a longer negotiation than people would like.
Yeah, I think it's likely he'll give us something to show some good faith, but I don't believe it'll be all his missiles and all his nuclear weapons. I think that expectation is a bit much, but as long as there's a process there and there's milestones and objectives associated with that process, I think that makes sense to me.
Yeah. I don't want to throw you a curveball, but David and I were just talking about these reports that Assad has gone to Russia. What do you think about that? Do you believe that? What do you make of it? And what would it mean if it's true?
No, he's been there before.
Yeah.
I mean, that's his ally.
But right now. So as of right now, what do you make of that?
I don't think there's a major issue there. The Russians and the Iranians have successfully propped up the Assad regime. There is not going to be any political settlement in Geneva. That's pure fantasy. They have scored a military victory here, and we got to be honest with ourselves about what this really is. And that's why the Iranians are so confident that they're conducting a military buildup inside Syria, targeting on Israel.
Yeah, and that's why we had to pull back the Iran nuclear agreement, and why we have to be very tough from here. I would think you would agree with that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We still don't have a strategy in place to counter the Iranians in the Middle East, and particularly in Syria. We've got rhetoric that says we're going to do that, but we don't have a strategy yet.
Yeah, we need to get that going. General, thank you. Jack Keane, we appreciate your time.
Good talking to you, Melissa.
Thank you, sir.